Yeah, I think so.
Let's just have a conversation.
Let's have a
and just
conversation.
cut it where you want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys, you bought a home with Jeremy and Jenese, right?
Mhm.
That's the home we're sitting in right
Yeah.
now. Yes.
Yeah, our brand new house, our first house.
Brand new first home. And how old are you guys again?
We're 23.
I think that's amazing. I mean, really, for the future of your family and everything like that, like you could have rented and waited longer and everything like that. But now you're starting to build equity, and a lot of people are scared right now to buy a home because of the interest rate and everything like that. But tell me again, what was the interest rate on your rental?
On the rental?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It was 100%, right?
Oh yeah, it's 100. Yeah, duh. Yeah. I was like, I don't know what they're paying. No, yeah, that makes sense. 100%.
No, I always make that joke.
Yeah.
Honestly, like people are like, oh, unless you're like living with your parents or something, which wasn't your case. Like you guys were in your own space. You still have your own space. You just closed on this house on Friday. It's now Monday.
Well, keep in mind, like for that house, which is falling apart. The property company sucks.
Yeah.
We're not happy where we
Not
were
naming
at.
any names.
Yeah, not naming any names.
Yeah.
But we were paying like $1,700 a month there.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
You got us into a
and
house.
what's your mortgage here?
It's like 18 something.
18
it's
something.
Is
that including the solar, or is that not including the solar?
Including the solar, it's like 2,000.
Okay.
But even so, 300 more a month.
Electric bill over there was like 400 or something.
Exactly. So here it's going to be 230 even each month.
And so basically you were really paying more because you were paying $1,700 plus
water,
400.
So let's say we're paying with utilities $2,200 a month over there.
Okay.
Yeah, and then here it would be like $2,100 a month. Actually, at the end of all of it,
yeah,
so we're paying less.
Okay.
And the house is bigger.
Yeah,
it's exactly what we wanted, despite having gone through. We have a very low budget.
Mm-hmm.
We had a very low budget. And you worked with that, and we went through a lot coming here to find exactly what we wanted. You stuck with us the entire time, and we finally found the perfect house. I mean,
well, you guys did it too. I mean, we got 2 homes out of contract before this home, and you could have thrown up your hands. And then we had that other one, remember, where we almost got it under contract? It was that 3-bed, 1-bath.
Yeah.
And it was like... It was going back and forth.
Yeah.
Right. His girlfriend, boyfriend were both
they were
on
both
title.
on the title, but she wanted to make everything hard because they were separating.
Yeah. So
that's the only reason that didn't work out, because they wouldn't finish signing the papers.
Yeah, they wouldn't sign the papers.
But I want to go back real quick to what you were saying about, we're 23, this is our first home. Like a lot of people, this is a really, it can be a scary experience.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're talking a big commitment, a 30-year commitment, sometimes. And...
Oh, well, I mean, let's address that real quick, because it's not really truly a 30-year commitment.
No,
right?
not at all.
Like if you guys wanted to, you could sell it in 5 years.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend less than that because you might not have the equity. Like these folks that sold the house to you, they only owned the home for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And they were running into financial problems. They were having problems paying the utilities, the gas,
but
the water,
they're still
the electric.
making money off of the sale. They still ended up selling for more than what they buy. Yeah.
Yeah, they bought it for what, 170?
It was like 160 something, I think, like 167.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I was rounding up.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
So I mean, I would never recommend that because ultimately, why to buy a home is building future wealth for you and your family.
I think they just moved because they found it was something about the wife's job. And
I think she's a cleaner. I think this kind of came out through the different conversations with the listing agent and everything like that. Yeah. And even with the title person, she knew kind of what was going on. But she's a house cleaner and she works primarily in Orlando, and she was just getting tired of the commute.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So yeah, craziness there. Because like, why not just wait till you sell this house before you move?
But what I wanted to touch up on to get back to the fear of purchasing a home. Don't say sorry. Cut that.
Oh.
Okay. What I wanted.
Yes, sir.
So what I wanted to come back to with purchasing a home and the general fear or anxiety that comes with being a first-time home buyer, even if you have another, if you're going to buy another house and you've already had a home before, anytime you buy a house, it's a very stressful experience.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to go on with the house, and especially with the first-time home buyer, you don't know anything.
Yeah.
Like we didn't know anything really.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad was in real estate, that, but I had very minimal experience with it. So you
And
made
he focused more on education.
yeah, and he
right?
did focus more on education. So,
Mhm.
but despite that, I did have times where I got a little worried, and things kept popping up as they do with any kind of deal, and I would look at you and be like, Jeremy, I don't know about this, like ready to just back out because I was like, oh, freaking
You're
out.
spiraling.
Yeah, like spiraling, like we would talk about.
We came up with a
Yeah.
term for it.
Yeah, through our many phone calls and many hours talking about this stuff. But you kept telling me, just hold on, just hang in there, take a second. All right, and you explained it to me, and even if after explaining I still had an irrational fear, then you just be like, just wait, you'll see. And it's like a sleep on it kind of thing.
Because your mind would jump to like, oh, what if this goes wrong, and if this goes wrong, then this is going to go wrong. And
I was thinking
right?
20 years into the future when we might not even be living here in 20 years, and that was part of the issue.
Yeah.
So, but even despite that, I mean, like I said, we love this house. This is a house that I could see us having for 20 years, even if we don't stay just here. But I don't really plan on getting rid of this house ever.
That's great. That's great. I mean, really and truly, the key to building long-term wealth. I mean, we had talked about this just briefly. You said maybe we'll keep this house for 5 years, live in it, work on it, fix it up a little bit, and then maybe turn it into a rental and then buy another house.
Yeah.
I have a couple that did that in Orlando, and their payments right now they're getting $2,000 a month for rent. Their mortgage is only $1,500 a month.
That's $500 in profit. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
there's some things,
repairs
but
and whatever.
you got depreciation, you got other tax deductions and everything like that.
Yeah.
They bought a new home, they financed that, they can write off all the interest payments on that, home that they live in, their primary home, which is now something that you guys are privy to as well.
Yeah.
And Kailynn, sorry. Kailynn, you had told me earlier, or I guess Zach had told me earlier, that how emotional you had gotten because this is your first home and your parents didn't ever own a home, right?
Right.
Am I getting into, should I not talk about this taboo?
So,
is this okay?
They had housing with family, like fruit family.
Yeah.
For my entire childhood.
Mm.
They did recently buy a property, but it's not a home.
Yeah.
If that makes
It's
sense.
a place for them to put the camper that they have right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
it was never necessarily unstable, but for me, just with where I came from and what I have experienced, I didn't think I'd ever be the kind of person to have my name on like the paperwork for a home.
Yeah. And how does it feel?
It's not really clicking fully.
It's not set in yet.
It's
huh?
like
It's a little surreal.
it doesn't feel real.
I think the gist of it is that we bought a house before your parents is what we're getting to here.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't getting to anything. I just wanted to.
Well,
get
I
her
know, but
opinion on it.
it's like going to college, like being the first college student in your family. It's like that's a big deal.
Well, I am super proud of you guys. A couple more questions, if I may.
Yeah.
How do you think like the communication was specifically with me? Like,
We couldn't get rid of you.
You had me in your favorites.
I did. I added you.
You added me to your favorites so that I could bypass any like I need to sleep for a minimum of 4 hours a night type thing. I go wake
So the
you up.
communication was good. The
Fantastic.
responsiveness.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Well, like she said, we couldn't beat you off with a stick.
Stalker /
the
realtor.
minimum experience that I have with real estate in my family,
Mhm.
because everybody in my family has the real estate license, even if they don't actively use it.
Mm-hmm.
I have never met a realtor that was more involved with a transaction or an experience like this than you ever.
Well, thank you guys. I mean,
And I really mean that. They're like day or night, weekend, weekday. I mean, you're
On
you're
vacation or
you're
not.
one of the only you're one of the only people that I know
There's just
that
one
doesn't
person.
work a 9 to 5.
yeah. Well,
Well,
thank you. I mean, it was an absolute pleasure working with you guys, and I don't just say that. I truly mean that. Zachary and I have already made plans to go on a cruise together.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Leave the wives at home.
Yeah.
Give me a break from him.
We're gonna go on the Disney Star Wars Pride Day cruise.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Pew pew.
Rainbow Death Stars everywhere.
No,
it's getting
but,
weird.
I mean,
It's getting weird. We should wrap up.
just to wrap up though, it's just my experience with you in general is you're a very dedicated person.
Thank you.
I mean that from the heart. Like every step of the way, you made sure that we were okay. First off, that we accomplished what we needed to, and that even past that, you went above and beyond. You took your time to get, like, the AC was having issues. We couldn't get it properly to work properly during the inspection. Somehow, out of all this, you got us a brand new AC unit. I mean, you got there was a leak in the wall that needed to be repaired. And they weren't very happy about that. They weren't happy about any of this, but you got it done for us. And this could have very easily not worked out, and this was like our last chance before our lease came up, and we would have had to purchase another year for our lease. And you saved us, basically. I mean, I hate to put it that dramatically, but you did.
Well, thank you. I mean, that was very kind. It was very kind of you to say. Thank you.
You've gone above and beyond for us, and I think the big thing that really solidifies that is that your clients aren't just your clients. Like, they're your friends. That's how it has felt for me personally.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think for Zachary as well.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you saying that, you guys. It means a lot to me. Just to
Getting
throw
emotional there, Jeremy?
little
Yeah.
bit. Just to throw a little love Robert's way. So Robert Mangiaracina was the lender that helped all this happen as well. How do you feel that he did?
Highly
Love
recommended,
him.
and you recommended him to us.
I did.
And
yeah.
again, you went above and beyond. Does anybody you work with that you recommend goes above and beyond?
Was there any problem with the solar? This home has solar.
Oh my God! Yeah. Okay. Glad you brought that up. The solar panels on the roof. We were so excited about them at first. It was like, oh my God, it has solar. That's so cool. We want to get
Were
solar.
they paid off?
No, they weren't.
Okay.
They weren't paid off, so we had to assume the loan.
Okay.
What a nightmare they caused us. The solar company.
Yeah.
They had this weird, like, month-long plus waiting period.
Mm-hmm.
They had all these requirements and all these, we had to basically apply for almost a whole other home loan for the solar. It was like no different than applying for the house itself.
Wow.
And
there was a lot of paperwork.
Yeah, there was a lot of paperwork.
Right?
And something I really appreciate, every step of the way, any piece of paperwork, even if they sent it directly to me, I could send it to you. You put it in DocuSign. You made it so easy for us to just, because I'm a truck driver.
Yeah.
I'm on the road a lot. Sometimes I'm working 6 days a week, 14 to 16 hours a day.
Mm.
So the fact that you were able to streamline this process for us, despite my circumstances, and still get this all done in a timely manner was amazing. And again, I worked terrible hours.
Yeah.
Start at 2 a.m. start time.
Yeah.
Day or night, you were available when I needed you. So I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much again for giving your feedback. I'm sure others can use this and learn from it. And I for one can't even thank you enough. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And doing this for me.
It can be a very scary process to start, but Jeremy did make it a lot more simple to understand, and I felt confident with him as my realtor. I really did, and that is not coming from anybody but me and my heart. Like, this is our first house. This was a big deal for us. This was the difference between us having to pay another $18,000 to rent for a year or being able to invest that for ourselves. And he made it work for us despite how many times I thought it wasn't going to. So it's fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you, Kailynn. Thank you, Zachary. We appreciate you guys.
Bye.
Bye.